Raleigh Redux.
Raleigh REDUX.
Raleigh Redux. This bike was a bike that we were waiting for. We basically picked up the Raleigh Line 4 because the second we saw a picture of it last year, it just looked so much better, so much cooler than pretty much any other Class 3 bike was coming out, especially at that price point. It's really, really good. Ride quality?
Well, let's get down to it. So the bike came in, whipped it out of the box, throw it together, take it for a ride without the power on, and got really excited with how well it rode, even without electric assist.
Yeah, it felt, and there's a lot of things kind of happening there to make it such a good ride. 27.5 tires. So basically, like, it's playful. You can, it's not like everything else is going to be like a 29 or like a city, or like a race tire, like a 700C. And this is actually a little bit smaller. So it still has inertia, but it's a lot of fun just to kind of like throw left to right, jump around on sidewalks on. The weight distribution's really good. And then it's also using like this Transex anti-shock stem, which we did a little experiment on to find out if it really worked. And the results were... Oh, sorry, did you want to...
It's cool.
No, let's do it. Come on.
All right, let's do it. All right.
All right, so one thing about the Redux, it feels a little different from the other bikes that we've had in the shop, and I suspect it's because Transex came out with their proprietary stem and seat post.
I don't believe in them newfangled stem and seat post ideas, and I think it's just a well-built bike.
So Lewis believes that this is actually, that these anti-shock stem and seat post has nothing to do with the sensation?
That's right, yeah. I think it's a really well-built bicycle, and I think the, anti-shock technology will be pretty negligible.
But all it is, like right now, the only thing that we know is different is it feels like a rubber ball, basically. Like, it feels just tight. It doesn't feel like you have shocks necessarily. It's not like smoothing out the road. It just, you don't get, right now I feel like I don't get the sort of like resonance or vibration.
It takes off the edge, man.
It takes off the edge. So you don't think it's gonna, like, what we've done is we've changed the stem and the seat post to see if we can detect any difference. And I suspect it's going to feel like a very different bike, or a pretty different bike. I think that quality that we're talking about will be gone. And you think?
I think it's gonna feel about the same.
Okay. We'll put $1 on it?
Put a beer on it.
Put a beer on it. I'll be drinking my beer in a second.
All right, let's do this.
We disagreed. I mean, he doesn't think it does anything. I think it does. It does enough, but it's not that big of a deal considering how smooth it is with these gigantic tires anyway, and just kind of how good the frame is. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Other things about handling?
I mean, it just feels really planted.
It's playful.
Yeah, at speed when you're cruising at 28, it feels amazing. Like you can ride no hands at 28 without a problem.
Also, another thing that's like a little unique about it is because it's using this Brose system, which we'll get into more later. But internally, it's using a belt drive. So you're actually feeling there's like it's sort of like having like a belt drivetrain. There's actually like a little bit of flex in the pedaling. It kind of all goes back to like this sense that the thing's like a giant rubber ball. Looks.
It's beautiful.
It looks good.
It's simple. It's clean. The battery integrates really well into the down tube.
From the side profile, like you really don't even know it's an e-bike.
Yeah.
The down tube's a little bit larger. From the front, you can definitely see that the motor pops
pretty
out a little
wide,
bit,
yeah.
but yeah, it is wider. But man, it's
It's
really
sleek.
clean.
It's stealthy. The blue accents on the fork
Hot.
are beautiful.
Really hot. Looks
Yeah.
great. Yeah, and then it's just like I just like the matte black. Great color scheme.
Yeah, matte black with the Raleigh logo glossed. Looks super clean.
Really, really clean.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's definitely one of the better looking bikes out there.
I like the bars.
Yeah,
They didn't mess around. They just gave some like good like mountain riser bars.
Mountain bike. It just feels like, and it kind of that goes back into like the playfulness too. It feels like it really is just made to weave around, and it feels like it's gonna be a really fast bicycle in traffic.
You feel like you're in control. You feel like you could like go do some damage on this thing, you know?
Go
You
do
can
some damage on this bike.
Go do some urban
Go
slashing.
do some damage to yourself.
Yeah.
Wait, no, don't do that. The Broza system.
It's tasty.
It's really cool. It's kind of like it has like a real bike feel. It's maybe not quite as responsive as like the Bosch system or maybe even the step system, but man, it has like a really bicycle like feel. And 90 Newton meters of torque. That generally comes in like on the low, like at low speed when you're climbing a really big hill, but it definitely has tons of torque.
I would say that one big difference is the power band, like how much power it gives you throughout the speed range.
Yeah,
Seems pretty consistent.
yeah, for sure. Getting right up to 28.
Mm-hmm. Like even at 28 miles an hour, it feels like it's still, you know, putting down. It feels like consistent power delivery.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas some other systems, you know, like at low speed, it's like massively torquey, and then plateaus once you hit like 12 miles an hour.
So depending, like I do think this is a system that relies heavily on a higher cadence. I don't think this is one to just like torque it out.
I mean, it feels like a regular bicycle.
Feels like a normal bicycle.